Have you ever felt like you're just endlessly scrolling, watching other people live their lives while yours is on pause? I know I have. My phone felt like an extension of my hand, and the first thing I reached for in the morning wasn't a glass of water, but that little screen, hungry for updates. What did I miss? Whose life looks perfect today? It was exhausting. So I decided to do something radical, something almost unthinkable in our hyper-connected world. I spent a full 24 hours completely offline, no social media, zero, and I want to tell you what happened. The first few hours were honestly the weirdest. My thumbs kept twitching, instinctively trying to open apps that weren't there. I deleted them all the night before. I felt a strange mix of anxiety and emptiness. It was like a phantom limb, this constant urge to check, to post, to react. I'd make my coffee and think, oh, this would be a great photo for my story, but then I'd just drink it. And you know what? It tasted better. I was actually present for it. Without the constant digital noise, the world around me started to come into focus. It was like turning up the volume on reality. I noticed the way the sunlight hit the dust motes dancing in the air. I heard the birds outside my window not just as background noise, but as individual songs. I felt a sense of calm that I hadn't realized I was missing. My brain, which was usually juggling a dozen different notifications and virtual conversations, finally had space to just be. I went for a walk without a destination, without my phone tracking my steps or a podcast in my ears. I just walked. I ended up in a part of my neighborhood I'd never explored before, found a little bookshop, and spent an hour just browsing the shelves. I bought a novel, something I hadn't done in years. Later, I called a friend, a real phone call, not a text or a DM. We talked for almost an hour about everything and nothing. It felt so much more real and connecting than a dozen heart emojis ever could. That evening, instead of scrolling through a feed of curated perfection, I read my new book. I got lost in a different world, one created by words, not filters. When I went to bed, my mind wasn't racing with envy or comparison. I just felt peaceful. The biggest surprise wasn't what I missed, but what I gained. I gained time. I gained clarity. I gained a genuine connection with myself and the world right in front of me. Now, I'm not saying we should all throw our phones away and live in the woods. Social media has its place and can be a wonderful tool for connection. But this experiment taught me a powerful lesson about balance. It taught me that the most important updates aren't on a screen. They're happening in our own lives every single moment. We just have to be present enough to see them. Maybe you could try it too. It doesn't have to be a full day. Maybe just an evening or a single weekend morning. Unplug to recharge yourself. Let me know in the comments if you've ever done a digital detox and what your experience was like. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this little journey, consider subscribing for more. See you next time.